Yo! Video games.
I'm here on a date night with my beautiful girlfriend at Disneyland, and Nintendo decides to just unceremoniously drop a Xenoblade 3 DLC trailer. Now, of course, I didn't see anything of it, but when I looked at it, they already had the title and the release date in the title of the video they upload, so that's already been spoiled for me. But I thought I'd do something unique, and I'm gonna live react from Disneyland to the Xenoblade 3 trailer. So let's get it going. This is this is for you guys. Oh, okay. So this seems a little after the point I thought it did. City blowing up, okay. Future redeemed.
What is that? That wasn't there. Can't be a blade.
All right, break it up. You want to scrap? You scrap with me.
I don't normally stick to this. Such duplicity is beneath me.
She's got interesting.
What you want to do? Shock. I like your attitude, kiddo. I'll show him a thing or three.
A thing or three. Looks similar battle system wise, but there's definitely something new with the Ouroboros.
Here I go.
Hellstream. Okay, whatever that is.
With or without Mobius, nothing will change.
Niall?
In the end, people always kill people.
I heard about that.
The Trinity processor.
Gift from Alvis, you call it. This it? Yes. The Liberator's base of operations. Is this how badly you wish to erase us? My God.
But now I'm glad I'm here. Glad I could choose for myself.
Just knowing who I'm meant to be fighting, that's the biggest thing.
Even if they built a perfect world for themselves, humans have desired beyond. Matthew. Always in fantasy land.
A whole new song, of course. 4/25/23. I've been whining and whining about it, wanting to release it, and it's in a week. It's less than a week away. Oh well, thanks. Thank you, Nintendo. I didn't want to play Zelda anyways. All right, so now with that out of the way, I guess it's time to talk about my thoughts on this. And I guess immediately I want to just come out right out and say, like, okay, DLC is very much what I kind of expected, which is all of the really fan servicey tie-in stuff to 1 and 2 was put into this DLC wave, which kind of makes sense because they really wanted 3 to be standalone. They wanted people to be able to buy 3 and play through 3 and not be lost, not be confused, not feel like they've missed out. And I know that kind of frustrated some Xeno fans a little bit, but I get it. I get what they're doing there. However, this being their big Torna moment, it's more than just their Torna moment now, and this is the end. This is their epilogue, if you will, their coda, their final send-off. And it's kind of interesting that it ends up being a prequel to 3, but in a way it kind of works because it's the send-off of all 3 games. It's the send-off of the storyline. We're really saying goodbye. We're kind of getting our final words in here, and we're going to do it technically timeline-wise before 3, but it's fine. All that being said, there's a lot I can go over here. Interestingly enough, yes, Faye, not Faye, is called Matthew, which I assume has some sort of biblical connection to the name. He's one of the 12 disciples of Christ. His name means a gift from God. How do I know this? Well, it's because it's my name. I'm really confused and puzzled right now by the timing of the events of the DLC, because there's two things going on. There's definitely some sort of flashback and flash forward. For one, we see Zed, Shulk, and Rex confronting Alvis, but Shulk has both his arms, Rex has both his eyes. And here's the weird thing, is that it looks like the game takes place sometime after the first city's destruction. Now, the first city being destroyed by N happens way after the formation of Ionios, to a point so far after the formation of Ionios. I don't know how Shulk and Rex are supposed to even be alive. I wonder if there's some sort of possible time jump, or like maybe they were in cryosleep like Nia or something like that. They don't even mention Melia or Nia, really. I mean, Melia gets a name drop in the trailer, but I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, point is that the from the end of 1 and 2 to the beginning of 3, a large amount of time and a large amount of things have supposed to have happened in the storyline of Xenoblade 3. So it's interesting how this, what I'm assuming is based off this trailer. Gondor is the old man who dies at the beginning. That's N's son, who he's murdering his son, and his grandson is Matthew. So we're kind of seeing the formation of the second city, the city you visit in Xenoblade 3. We're seeing the stuff we call like the Founder's Base, which is based off Colony 9 and Xenoblade 1. So that's kind of neat. So we're also seeing in the key art, we see Prison Island and Tantal. We see N fighting a bunch of the new heroes on Prison Island in the trailer. So yeah, I'm guessing here it's interesting in a sense where like there's a lot of more N. I'm seeing a lot more of N than I expected. I guess that's fine. I find N to be such a bitch of a villain. And he kind of went down to me pretty easily in the base game, and he wasn't even the final boss in the base game. He's a really, I don't know. 3's biggest issue with me was always that the villains were pretty weak, and N's just like, you know, a shittier version of Jin. But maybe that's the good point of this DLC, is to make N more of a threat, make him either more understandable or just more, you know, more fleshed out or something. I don't know. There's a shocking amount of spoilery stuff here where they show the Trinity processor in its full glory. They confirm once and for all Alvis is Uisa, which was mistranslated as Ontos in Xenoblade 2, just for those wondering. They show literal last end-of-game cutscenes from Xenoblade 2 in the trailer for this DLC. They're not touched up in any way. But they're basically directly saying, like, this is about Klaus, this is about the Trinity processor. We also see a couple interesting things like Glimmer, and one of the other characters has full-on Zohar core crystals, one of them being a necklace. A is the one. A has a red Zohar necklace, the same way it looks like the core crystal in Alvis's chest. Glimmer has a green one, the same as Pyra and Mithra, and she looks like sort of a combination of Pyra and Mithra. I don't want to get too theory crafty. It's coming out in a week. I'm not going to like sit here and make, you know, speculation videos or whatever. There's no point to it. It does look like the battle system's much more similar to 3, where Torna was like a pretty radical departure battle system wise. This looks very similar. It looks like there's a different mechanic for the Ouroboros, so that's pretty neat. I will say this: you are seeing the straight up original Zohar, Xenogears Zohar imagery inside the red core crystal, what they show on the Trinity processor and stuff. So this is really heavily calling back to Xenogears. In fact, there's a lot of just Graph and id and Faye kind of just sort of visual callbacks a lot in this trailer. This is very much the sort of like last hurrah for this storyline, which has been going on now for like 25 years. So good on them to actually see it brought to its conclusion. We get a new song. We have a new battle theme, which was officially released by Nintendo, and then we have a new vocal song, which interestingly is not Sarah Ueda. Unlike Xenoblade 2, which used Jen Bird for both Xenoblade 2 and for Torna's end themes, this one sounds a lot like Joanne. I don't know if it's Hoag or Hog. I don't know. I do not know how to pronounce her last name. But anyways, the singer from Xenogears. I don't think it is Joanne, but it sounds very much like her. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mitsuda went back and got the original singer for the 2 songs from Xenogears. Only one got used in game. And had her close out the rest of this. And the last thing I guess I'll talk about here is that Future Redeemed is an interesting title. Obviously, connection to Future Connect was Xenoblade 1 Definitive. Because it's a prequel, you know, I kind of assumed it would just sort of be filling in backstory, but they're calling it Future Redeemed. So I'm going to imagine either there's possibly an epilogue in the credits, post-credits, or there's something to it where a little more explanation will be given into the finale of Xenoblade 3. Maybe they wanted to hold back a little bit because, again, they didn't want to show too much stuff regarding Xenoblade 1 and 2 characters in the endings of 3 when it's supposed to be 3's characters' endings. So I kind of get that. So that's pretty exciting. We also got to see that the official Xenoblade Trinity box set is revealed, and the box is based off the Trinity processor from all the games, I guess now. That's really cool to see. And yeah, generally speaking, very excited. I think the thing that struck the most with me was the line from Niall to Matthew, where she's talking in the middle of the trailer, and she says, you know, it doesn't matter if it's Mobius or not. Like, people will always kill other people, and it kind of is like it's heartbreaking, but it almost feels like timely, you know, in a sort of way. Like it's a pretty serious storyline. I love how they're sort of like embracing the sort of like, you know, really dark, serious ideology that 3 was going for, and that the series is kind of known for. So it does seem to me that it's more than just a sort of like a good guys got to face the bad guys, you know. It sounds like, I love the fact that we're going a little bit more in depth with the philosophy and stuff here. But yeah, like the character designs look great. Shulk looks great. Rex looks great. A looks cool. Like the new kid, I forget his name. He looks cool enough. Let's just say that. Nicole. I wonder if it's Nicole or Nicole. It'll be interesting to see. Glimmer, which is Pyra/Mythra's little combination looking person. I don't know. Everyone looks pretty cool in this trailer. We'll see what their roles are. We'll see how like the hero class works. Because I'm kind of wondering if maybe there isn't any class swapping in this game, because the defined roles of Matthew, Shulk, Rex, Glimmer, Nicole, I guess we're gonna call him Nicole, whatever, and A. So we'll see how that all plans out in the end. It's only a week to go. I have a lot more I want to say about that. But suffice to say, I don't know what Nintendo's planning to do for the second half of the year, because their front half is just completely front loaded, and I don't know what they're doing. But that's real interesting. But you know what? Xenoblade is finally coming to a close here. It's not going to be the end of the series or the franchise, but this is the end of the current storyline, or at least for this storyline. So yeah, all 4 Xenoblades finally coming to a close with this. And everyone's happy. I'm really happy and excited. The only one not happy is X fans, because I guess they don't count. But we'll see. I still have hope in my heart that X is somehow even loosely connected to this game, and then I can use that as, you know, as means to try to get Nico B to play it, but we'll see. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on the channel. Later, dudes.